Father's Day, June 20th. Decided to take a little update tour of how all the plants are looking right now. The glads and the planter look really good. We get some strawberries in the blue pot that are new. Butterfly bush in the black urn. This is still a work in progress. Since it's on the south side of the house, dry, heat, mostly full sun. And the rock wall is finally filling in. I have enough perennials that it's looking pretty lush. Then we get the pops of colors with annuals, like the orange impatiens, the silver dusty miller, and then the heuchera is the purple foliage and lime green you see everywhere. And my hostas are just filled in beautifully. I'm trying really hard to keep a pattern, so to speak. So when you're looking from the house, you get kind of an equal amount of blue foliage versus the green and the lime. And these little red pops, or the variegated, like there and there, are coleus, which is just an annual. But it's really worth putting your money into the annuals to get the season-long color, where the perennials return every year and they can fill in pretty nicely, like these little daisies, the primrose back there. But they only bloom for a short period of time, so you're not getting the full effect of color all season like you are with annuals. So white sun patience. And a peony that finally bloomed and I haven't deadheaded. Just all the color. And this is mostly full shade, which is why I use the foliage for the color. And this is what I was calling the bog garden, because in the spring it's all standing water. But this time of year it's dried up nicely. I still need to work on bringing in fill and edging it, so it looks like it's part of the landscape and not just an afterthought. And these pansies are still kicking. Even though they don't really like heat, they look so colorful. And the butterbur is doing really well. This is a little bit of a problem child. I love the colorful coleus and hostas, and I love the idea of perennials, but the cool fuchsia pink of the clematis is kind of throwing things out of whack. So I don't know what I'll do there. The veggie garden, we've got some basil down on the left. The onions are gorgeous. Peas I need to harvest today. Very prolific. My poor tree, I don't know where to plant that. In the back we have the sunflower and tithonia, which is the shorter, bushier plant, which is also known as Mexican sunflower. We got our cucumbers. This one here, third time's a charm. Chipmunks kept eating it. We had zucchini, some pink Asiatic lilies. My box of bee balm is a little bit hurting over here, and the comfrey has fallen because in that corner the chipmunks like to hide, and a certain little black dog who's over there eating grass loves to sneak in here. The ground cherry, the bugs love this. I did find some cucumber beetles on it, which I've since killed, and I think I'm gonna have to preventatively spray. I planted this as a backup since the bugs were going to town on the other one. This is mortgage lifter, heirloom tomato, green zebra, and the sweetie cherry tomato, which does have some fruit set. Right down there. And the zebra I've got a couple little fruits on it as well, but none on the mortgage lifter. And then the cut flower garden, that one's a little bit worse for the wear. There are the seedlings that I started this spring, and I very lazily, half-hearted, staked them up. Little did I know that snapdragons get as top-heavy as they do. So I have one. Oh, it just opened this afternoon. So that is new. Beautiful. So this is not my best work, but it's all zinnias, snapdragons, phlox, and stalk, primarily for cutting for arrangements. And you can see how wonky these are. I really should have netted them rather than string. And in the back we have some more Tithonia sunflowers, amaranth, and a few various basil that I overseeded way too many this spring and decided I didn't want them. They just weren't thriving. Hydrangea, peony, work in progress for the future. Then way over there is the potato bucket and gladiolus. I have 2 bins of gladiolus. But nothing exciting, nothing blooming, so we don't need to walk over. This is yucca in the big pot. And the front garden, a lot of these little guys were seeds that I had started for the cutting garden and had extras. This is taking off. It's just a sedum that I had planted last year as an annual, I presumed, and it returned and it's blooming this year. So I really like it as a border plant just because it's different. This is Superbena, silver, angel wing senecio. We've got some lantana in here. And salvia. And agastache is the pink, and some zinnias. And why I'm back here is to show the apples. So this is the second year of this espalier, which I think I'm going to train to grow in a V form along the trellis rather than straight across as it is now. And I'm really kind of glad I'd never put the cable system in, because I think the V will just fill in a little bit nicer since it's a little bit small scaled for that lattice, because it's not really tall enough. And I'm going to train that. That's why it's not pruned off. Elephant ears new. Catmint's new. This lovely container. Cloudy right now, so it's not opened up. And we have blue lobelia, nemesia, angelonia. These are new right here. Perennial onion, millennium is the variety. Love my coleus and my grasses, vertigo pennisetum, king tut. And then I mirrored the king tut over here with prince tut in the pot. My hydrangea standard, nice and lush. And some more scraggly pansies that have survived the winter and look really nice. And this is it. A little bit of orange, pink, plants that just kind of fill in, and a delphinium that I don't think is going to do anything this year. And this lily is ready to pop. So that's it for almost the end of June.